Hey everybody, Chris Fafalius here. If you enjoy One Hit Thunder, which I'm assuming you do considering you're listening to it right now, I want to tell you about another great music podcast on the Evergreen Podcast Network. It's called Riffs on Riffs. On this season of Riffs on Riffs, hosts Toby Braswell and Joe Watson are breaking down one iconic pop song each week. Everything from Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer to Journey's Don't Stop Believin' to Naughty by Nature's OPP. Each week, they crack open the song, trace its history, decode those cryptic lyrics, and unearth the hidden gems in its musical DNA. Not only do they dive into the song's history, lyrics, and impact, they also go down some fun and oftentimes hilarious rabbit holes. So yeah, if you're a fan of One Hit Thunder, I think you'll also enjoy Riffs on Riffs. So go hit that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods.
Behind those cozy nights at home, thousands of employees at BP go to work every day. People producing more U.S. natural gas. People building grid-scale solar capacity. People turning landfill waste gas into pipeline-quality renewable natural gas. And people delivering all of that power where it's needed. They're part of the more than 300,000 jobs BP supports across the country. Learn more at bp.com/investing in America.
Mike Soboslai is back again with his biggest song yet. Mr. Big's campfire sing-along ballad To Be With You was a surprise hit in 1992, especially as the grunge era was taking hold. This infectious tune was dramatically different from the band's usual intricate hard rock style, showcasing a softer side that few saw coming. Known for their technical prowess and complex compositions, Mr. Big's other fan favorites include the blistering Green-Tinted Sixties Mind and the shred-heavy Addicted to That Rush. Despite never recapturing their U.S. success, Mr. Big became, and remained, huge in Japan. Join us as we explore the band's career and see if we've been missing out here in the States. And yes, we'll even touch on their more uniquely titled tracks like Daddy, Brother, Lover, Little Boy.
Down. The game of love was already down. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to hold.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
We got Mr. Big himself here today. The man, the myth, the legend, Mike Soboslai here to talk some Mr. Big. He's our daddy, our brother, our lover, our little boy.
We should make sure as we go through the history of Mr. Big that we also confirm which parts of this band's career match Mike's own history and biography.
Okay. Well, somebody got to start us off here. Why did you pick this song, Mike?
Well, it was the best song on the list.
Okay.
Number one.
Always a great answer to that question.
But this is my third time doing this. I've done Tom Cochrane, Candlebox, and now Mr. Big. Mm-hmm. I've listened to those bands all weekend leading up to the episode. I don't think I'll ever listen to any of those three bands again.
You're out on Mr. Big.
I'm out on Mr. The song's great, but...
Okay. You didn't like the rest of the catalog. You wanted more campfire acoustic jams to be with you. You did not want shredding songs and like glam rock songs.
No, I found, I think, two others that were okay.
Okay.
Well, then may I suggest, spoiler alert for later in this episode, not visiting Japan, where they love Mr. Big.
Wow. Really?
Love Mr. Big. But the story of Mr. Big is essentially like this band is like a super group of dudes who weren't famous.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you've got Billy Sheehan, who was David Lee Roth. He was playing bass in David Lee Roth's backup band.
Okay. For his solo career.
And he pieced together this band with this guy, Mike Varney from Shrapnel Records. He said, I want a new band. Dave's going way too synthy and new wave. I want to like stick to rock music. So they recruited this vocalist, Eric Martin, who had a bunch of buzz at the time. Paul Gilbert was the guitarist for the heavy metal band Racer X. And their drummer, Pat, was like, just like road warrior. Like you look at like how many like bands he was the touring drummer for, session drummer for, and he was like a really well-established drummer at that point. And then they had to come up with a name for the band. Mm-hmm. Did you see the suggested names before they landed on Mr. Big?
I did. I do want to object to them being a super, what do you call them, a super band?
Well, they're a super group in the sense that all of them had been like, already there was a buzz. They weren't like a band that was like touring local clubs trying to get signed. They were assembled from other bands.
Okay,
like a robot.
I think we need a different adjective than super. But,
you don't want to put super in front of anything involving them?
No, but I did see the other names. None of them were better than Mr. Big. I'll give him that.
Are you sure you don't think you would buy records from Wild Blue Yonder or Red House or Hawks and Doves or Mars Needs Women or Magic to Burn?
Magic to Burn, I think, is the best. That would be second.
Yeah. And this was actually, they took the name Mr. Big because it's a song by the band Free, who is another one-hit wonder that had the song All Right Now.
Oh, yeah.
They formed the band. They landed on Mr. Big. They get signed to Atlanta. They put out their self-titled debut, and the record had absolutely no mainstream success, but Japan immediately latched on to Mr. Big from the first album.
Okay, is the first album the one with To Be With You on
No.
it?
No.
No. Then, in 1990, to try to build a buzz in America, they were the opening act for Rush.
Oh. Well, I kind of get that.
From the technical proficiency of both.
Like these guys are all really good at their instruments. And I just don't understand, like, why, if you're that good at your instrument, do you choose? They could play any style in the world and be really good at it. Why did they choose this style?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting. I thought you were going to say why with the To Be With You song style specifically. I know that this was a song. It's one of those classic songs of like, they had no intention of this being a single.
Yeah.
This was just like album filler, and then something that would never happen today because of the way because of how radio stations are. But it was literally just a DJ started playing this song being like, why is this not the song that you're promoting this album with? It's the catchiest song on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a DJ in Omaha.
Yeah. Imagine in 2024 any band breaking because an Omaha DJ decided to play the B-side on a record.
Yeah. I do remember kind of liking this song. Granted, I was a child.
I mean, it's a catchy sing-along song for sure.
Yeah.
It's got that, you can't get that chorus out of your head when you hear it.
It kind of grabs you from the start when he says,
"Hold on,
hold on, little girl."
And I think he like taps the wood part of the guitar.
Yeah, he does.
I think that's a key to success.
And that bass kicks in right at the start of the song.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's just guitar for a while.
Yeah.
And everyone's singing. It's on their second album, Lean Into It.
Right.
It was their big break because of two ballads, To Be With You, which went to number one in 15 countries.
Jeez.
And Just Take My Heart. They also had the song Green-Tinted Sixties Mind.
That's the one they released that first.
Yeah.
They thought Green-Tinted Sixties Mind was going to be the hit.
Yeah, they thought that was the big hit. That was going to be the one that made them. They were wrong. To Be With You is the one. And I do have some factoids about the song To Be With You, right? It was actually composed and written by the lead singer in his teen years. And then the guitarist Paul Gilbert contributed to the melody arrangement as they started working on this album. The writing credit was also given to David Grams, a songwriter working at the label at the time, but the lyrics were inspired by a girl Martin knew when he was younger. He said, "This girl had a lot of boyfriends who treated her like absolute shit, and I wanted to be a knight in shining armor and be with her, but she wasn't having it. It never came to play." So that's what this song's about, is just saying, stop hanging out with these guys who don't treat you right.
Right.
I'm the one that wants to be with you.
It's
deep inside, I know you feel it too.
Yeah, exactly. This song hit just in time to be wiped out by grunge, which was just around the corner.
Yeah.
Like, terrible time. Well, actually pretty good timing for the last chance it would ever have.
Yes and no.
Oh.
Because while the album came out in 91, the single didn't hit until February of 92. So like Nirvana was already here. Grunge was here. But again, it was a weird time in music, right? So like our top 5 is kind of strange. It's this at number 1. Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy was at number 2. Was it Seance? I Love Your Smile.
Seance, get the fuck out of here. It's on Pittsburgh girl Shanice with I Love Your Smile.
I prefer my pronunciation.
Seance? Is that what you said?
Michael Jackson, Remember the Time.
Yep.
And Prince and the NPG, Diamonds and Pearls.
Yeah.
So this was right around the same time as another episode we have recorded, Right Said Fred.
Pretty interesting. February 29th, 1992 is what you're reading from. Smells Like Teen Spirit was number 9.
Yeah.
So To Be With You was number 1 and Smells Like Teen Spirit was number 9.
Which leads us all to know the fact that everyone's always known that Mr. Big is a bigger band than Nirvana ever was.
Yeah, definitely. Tears in Heaven was also number 12 at this point.
Yeah. Well, and I only had one noteworthy debut, one to give a shout out because I fucking love this song. Debuting at 94 that week was Black Sheep, Choice Is Yours.
Oh, yeah. You Can Get With This or you can get with that. That's a good song.
It's a really good song. Now, they did have an almost, like they almost avoided being a one-hit wonder. They came so close, Chris, because their next album in 1993 had a cover of Cat Stevens' Wild World, which got to 27 on the Hot 100.
Okay.
Just missed that top 20 that Billboard uses to constitute a one-hit wonder or not. I love this. Although it's been said that the band contributed all the music to the Sega Mega CD release of The Amazing Spider-Man vs. Kingpin, the songs just actually feature Eric Martin with musicians that Sega hired. So they started doing songs for Sega games.
Wow.
They released their album Hey Man in 1996, and the song Take Cover was included on the soundtrack for the cartoon version of Mega Man.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's such a weird turn.
Yeah. And then their popularity, like, they pretty much fell off right after that Wild World cover, but not in Japan. Their popularity in Japan was like insane, to the point that they literally wrote a song on one of their later albums called We Love You Japan.
The band that was also popular with them was them and Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but like those, Japan loves those two particular American hair metal bands.
Okay. Mike, do you like hair metal music?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make me feel like kind of old when I'm like, hey, Alexa, play Skid Row or Poison. But I do play a lot of it.
You play a lot of it?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. I think Matt likes it.
Give me like 4 beers
enjoy it.
and hair metal.
I mean, I'm not like a deep cut song hair metal fan, but like you put on fucking Nothing But a Good Time or Talk Dirty to Me or Unskinny Bop and I'm going to be happy.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm not going to be happy about that if it's on. When we were listening to this, I was impressed like how ridiculous some of the guitar solos and the musicianship is on this Mr. Big album. This song, but the songs aren't good though.
Yeah,
like that's the problem. So I mean, somebody could just show off the whole time, but like the songs aren't good.
Yeah. They mostly remain faithful to their lineup.
Okay.
And till 1999, so about 10 years later, Paul leaves the band. He goes to reform Racer X for a little bit. And they actually got the former Poison guitarist, Richie Kotzen, to take over. That's why I chose all Poison songs to reference what hair metal I would like to listen to. And at this point, they are releasing albums exclusively in Japan. They're not even releasing them in the States.
We're not even going to bother. We're not even going to bother clicking release it in the United States when they're uploading it to DistroKid.
Exactly.
They're just only Japan.
I mean, so they put out this album called Get Over It, released in September of 1999, and it did have a single called Super Fantastic, but it mostly got a lukewarm response. So they quickly released another album to make up for the fact that the Japanese audience wasn't digging it, called Actual Size, and that CD sat as the number 3 best-selling album for a couple weeks, and then the lead single Shine was the number 1 song in Japan for that album.
Why
and then
do Japanese people love Mr. Big so much?
Not only that, the song Shine then became the ending credits theme to the popular anime Hellsing.
Okay.
So they're like fully immersed into Japanese culture at this point. Like,
okay,
they're using them for everything.
I don't blame them because as a guy who's been there a few times, Japan is awesome. Like if you just go live there and be famous celebrity there, it's pretty cool and fun. I mean, props to them for that. Mike, you've been on this show 3 times. Once for Tom Cochran, once for Candlebox, and once for Mr. Big. If you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, and those are your only 3 choices, who are you taking?
Oh my God, I couldn't do that.
You got to pick one.
I mean,
I'm gonna say go Mr. Big. If nothing else,
Go Mr. Big or go home.
I'm not going.
It's a much bigger tapestry of songs. At least you'll have less of a repeat effect on
Mike,
songs.
you could listen to Daddy, Brother, Lover, Little Boy.
In parentheses, the drill song.
No, it's not the drill song. It's the electric something.
It's the electric drill song, I think.
The electric drill song. You're right. If you're a red hot firecracker, I will light your fuse. If you cry like a little girl, I'll dry your baby blues. When you need a man of action, I'm ready to make my move. Like a shotgun shot, Johnny on the spot, there's nothing I can't do.
And the chorus goes, what is it? I'll be your daddy.
Your brother, your lover, and your little...
Or your little boy. I don't think any girl wants any of those things.
Does any girl want, a man to be her daddy, her brother, her lover, and her little boy all at once?
I think they would only want one of those things, ideally.
One? Yeah, I don't even think you'd want 2 of those. You wouldn't want someone to be your daddy and your brother.
That's what you just want to. They just want a lover.
You definitely don't want your brother and your lover.
No.
You don't want your lover and your little boy. I would hope not.
Yeah, at most, maybe you'd want to hang out with your dad and your little boy.
A daddy and little boy in the same person? Little daddy boy.
No, not good. No, none of them are good.
None of them. No combination of any 2 of those are good, let alone all 4 at the same time.
No, that's terrible. It's listen. I'm gonna be probably defending Mr. Big against the 2 of you, but the one thing I cannot defend are any lyrics to any song by Mr. Big.
I mean, To Be With You. I want to look at those for a minute.
All right, I'll dive into them right now.
I was actually shocked. The chorus. I didn't know the chorus.
Why not?
I've been singing it wrong.
Wait, first tell us what you've been singing.
The part about waiting on a line of green and blue.
Yeah.
I thought it was just waiting on a line, waiting on a line.
So did I. I thought it was, wow.
Well, he repeats it in the end. He does like the waiting on a line.
Yeah.
But... yeah, no, it's waiting in a line of greens and blues.
Waited on a line of greens and blues. What does that mean? I'm looking it up.
You checking Genius?
It was written about like a 16-year-old girl who had a mood ring.
Oh.
So basically, like, it would be green when she was in these relationships and happy. Then these guys would screw her over and she'd be sad.
You know what? I think that's actually a pretty creative.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I actually dig that. Because imagine, like you said, he was writing this when he was a teenager and he had a crush on a girl. So that would be a thing that you would notice is the girl's mood ring on her finger. And like that's a pretty cool little like reference point to it.
Her name was Patty Reynolds.
Wow. We know her name.
Yeah.
Now, this would be kind of a song that I would maybe make fun of sometimes, but he wrote this when he was that age.
Yeah. And then he found it later on a cassette tape. Like, when you look back at anything you wrote at that age, it was awful.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to release any punchline songs from when we were teenagers as our big hits now. But
you don't got any power ballads on them old cassettes?
Oh, I'm sure we had some power ballads on them for sure.
So here's what we'll go through lyrics. It's hold on, little girl. Show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl. A broken heart can't be that bad. When it's through, it's through. The fate will twist the both of you. So come on, baby. Come on over. Let me be the one to show you.
Yeah, classic sentiment.
Yeah.
Classic sentiment.
I'm the one that wants to be with you.
I'm the better one. What are you doing with this schmuck?
Yeah. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. I've waited on a line of green and blues just to be the next to be with you. So then we get to the next verse. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about the little boys that talk too much. I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained out. So come on, baby. Come on over. Let me be the one to hold you.
Not too bad for high school lyrics. I would say.
Better than I wrote.
Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good, Mr. Big.
And then we get to the bridge. Why be alone when we could be together, baby? You can make my life wild, and I can make you start to smile.
I can make your life what? word wild?
Yeah, you can make my life world wild.
No, it's not world wild.
Worth wild. Oh my God.
World wild. You can, you can make my life worthwhile. I can make you start to smile. Guitar solo.
And then it's just back to the when it's through, it's through.
Yeah.
Fate will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be. And then the music drops out. The one to show you.
Yeah.
And then the claps. I'm the one who wants the.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I mean, it's a major sing-along. You could sing it at a campfire.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a fire this summer at some point, Mike, and I could learn it on guitar.
I'm sure it'll take a lot of time to learn this one.
Well, I won't be able to play the solo probably.
It's apparently really hard to play, is what they said. That's what the guy who plays it claims.
Oh. I assumed it was like an easy song to play, but I've never tried to play this song. So, I mean, these guys are obviously insane musicians, so maybe they use some... Yeah, I bet you they use some crazy chords in here. I assumed it was just like a standard 4-chord folk song, but I guess I wasn't paying too close attention.
I'm not the musician here. I'm pretty sure Mike also would not claim to be a musician here, but I'm going to pull this up and let's just play the solo.
Well, the solo is a solo. I'm talking about like the chords and...
Well, I think that's what he's saying. The solo is really hard.
Oh, well, yeah. I said I'm not going to play this.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. I'm not playing that. Yeah, I'm not playing that. I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Makes it better.
I'm looking at the chords that are used in this song right now. There's nothing chord wise that I can't play, but the solo, I'm not gonna be doing that anytime soon.
Hey, one-hit thunderers, thunderheads, thunder buns. All right, I'll just go with one-hit thunder listeners. This is Krista Makes, guitarist and vocalist for Less Than Jake, and host of Krista Makes a Podcast, a songwriting podcast where every week I'm joined by an amazing guest to break down the writing, recording, and release of one iconic song that they have written. In our giant evergreen back catalog of episodes, we've had rock legends such as Dee Snider and Huey Lewis, punk rock favorites such as Mark Hoppus, Fat Mike, and Brett Gurewitz, up-and-coming artists of today such as Liz Stokes of the Beths and Genesis Owusu, and even some of the artists that have been featured on One Hit Thunder. The show is even produced by One Hit Thunder host Chris Fafalius. What more could you possibly ask for? Krista Makes a Podcast is available for free on all the places you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out every Monday. I guarantee you'll like it, or we'll give you your money back.
Well, so I've got more about what happened with this band when they're blowing up in Japan. And one of it is that the founder of the band, as we know, Billy Sheehan, apparently started to become real difficult to work with. Even though it was his band, the other guys were upset with his attitude while they were recording the music video and the fact that he only contributed to 2 songs on their album. And they decided that it was time to keep moving forward, and they fired him.
Wow.
And he was upset, but he then rejoined them a couple years later when they were planning a farewell tour, and they broke up in February of 2002.
Okay.
And then they did a one-off reunion in 2008 in the House of Blues.
All right.
With the original lineup. The Paul Gilbert even came back for this. And they played, he joined on stage with them to play Humble Pie's 30 Days in a Hole, as well as Daddy, Brother, Mother, Lover, Little Boy.
Yeah. That should have been the real hit.
But reportedly they had such a good time that they decided, they all separately called Eric Martin and said, that was a lot of fun, we should do that again. So they decided, all right, let's get Paul back officially in the band, and the 4 of us will take Japan by storm.
Yeah, we're going to move to Japan and be famous in Japan, which I would do in a second. I know somebody that did that, by the way. Do you know who did that?
No.
Scotty from Alistair. He went to Japan and became like super famous in Japan. Has an album that just released in Japan. It's Scotty and Rivers. Scotty and Rivers made an album called Scotty and Rivers that's just out in Japan. together, songs in Japanese. He speaks fluent Japanese. First time I ever went to Japan, he came along and like hung out with us the whole time. He wasn't playing. He just loved Japan so much and could speak the language and just loved it and became like a star there.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It's great.
Well, they recorded a new album a decade after their last album. This was in 2010. It was released in Japan. Then they released it in Europe in January of 2011. And then finally in February of 2011, they tossed it out to the United States as well to see how we felt about it. And then the story gets a little sad. They recorded an album in 2017, but due to their drummer being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, he wasn't able to play on the record, so they had to bring in a session drummer. And then a year later, he died from the complications of Parkinson's at 64. And the band kind of went on a hiatus from that point because, like I said, it's mostly been those four guys. Yeah. And Eric Martin had said, like, I don't know, like, I feel like we want to do something to say goodbye, but it just feels like we can't do this without him. Like, this has been the band. And it wasn't until 2021, about 3 years after the fact, that they said, all right, let's do this. They were really unhappy with how the last album came out. Mm-hmm. They said, we need to do at least one more album that feels right. They got a session drummer, and they started playing shows in 2023, and a new album is on the way. As we're recording this, I had to laugh at this. It said they announced that they will be in 2023 to 2024. They're going to be doing the Big Finish tour. However, despite announcing the farewell tour, Martin confirmed that they will still be working on some new material for some extra albums.
All right. Yeah. Hey, when you got something, when you have success, it's so rare to have success in the music world where you're completely dependent upon people liking something that you create, that if you find that success, you just got to do whatever you can to try to extend it. I mean, I wouldn't fault somebody for that, really. I really do want to know if Mike had to choose between Mr. Big and Candlebox and Tom Cochrane for the rest of his life, what's he going with?
I think I'm picking Tom Cochrane.
Wow.
Really? Just for that one boy song that you really like?
Really did
the
like
Man
it.
and the Boy?
Yeah, I think when the boy becomes a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I heard you have a game for us
I do. You guys want to play a little game?
Yeah.
But we need pen and paper for this, right?
Yeah, just put your answers down.
Oh, you don't trust us?
I don't. I think you've answered a lot of them.
What kind of paper? Mike brought his own paper, and it's very glossy.
Yeah, work paid for this paper.
I like that you're making us write down like we don't both have laptops. We could have typed answers.
No, this is true. This is how you do it for real. It's been a while since we did a game time, Mike.
Game time.
Game time.
Game time.
All right. Question one. So you said Mr. Big's big in Japan. Mm-hmm. Well, there's also a phrase small in Japan.
Oh.
Which band coined that phrase? Was it Def Leppard, Journey, Motley Crue, or AC/DC?
Which band is small in Japan? All right. I'm going. Did we tell you our answers now? I'm going. Matt's showing, and Mike is shaking his head no for everyone out there. It'd be awesome if that's just what we did on this audio podcast. I went with Motley Crue.
I also went with Motley Crue.
It was AC/DC.
They said they're small in Japan.
Small in Japan.
Dang. No
I just
story.
felt like Motley Crue would have been too much.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't seem respectful. People in Japan are pretty respectful. And Motley Crue.
Yeah, I watched The Dirt.
They seem like the least respectful band ever. So, okay, we're wrong.
Okay. Question two. To Be With You was number one in February 93.
92, right?
In 92.
92. What one-hit wonder did it replace on the charts?
I know this
too. He didn't even need to give us a multiple choice.
I didn't, but now I'm going to give you the multiple choice.
Okay.
And this is another question. Which one of these four songs did not go to number one?
Oh. Okay.
Three of them did. One did not.
Okay.
Whoomp, There It Is, Rump Shaker, Informer, I'm Too Sexy.
Oh, I'm between two of them here. Jeez. Jeez, I don't know which. Okay, I'm going to. So Matt and I obviously both got.
Right Said Fred.
Yeah, it was I'm Too Sexy. We just did an episode about that recently. So we both got that. 1-1. I went with Rump Shaker.
I also went with Rump Shaker.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Dude, 2-2.
I just can't, I don't think 1992 was ready for a zoom, zoom, zoom up to the number one.
No, they were, though. It went to number 2. I Will Always Love You was number 1 for
man,
the record. It would have been number 1 if not for that.
Cannot believe we haven't done a Rex and Effects episode yet. You're skipping Rex and Effects and going with Mr. Big when I send you that list.
Well, I'm not allowed to listen to Rex and Effect. My dad saw that video. We were watching. We weren't allowed
You're
to watch.
a man now, Mike.
We weren't
you
allowed
can
to
make
watch
a decision.
BET after that.
That's it. I'm officially holding Rump Shaker exclusively for you.
Your dad hates butts.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. You have picked another song that we have never gotten around to recording because of a medical snafu. But you were supposed to do Delight Groove is in the Heart. So I don't think I ever put it back on the list that I sent people because of that. So
yeah, I like that.
That's on reserve for you still, sir.
All right, that one and
That
Rex
and Rump Shaker,
okay.
I'm reserving for you.
All right, the next question. All right, there's 11 songs on Lean Into It, the album containing To Be With You. To Be With You is which number track?
Ooh.
I
have this album. I
actually know.
Oh, you know? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm trying to go off
Well,
memory.
I think I know.
Okay. I wrote 7.
I wrote 11.
It's the last song on the freaking album.
Really?
Is it 11?
It's 11, yeah.
Yeah.
They thought it was just like a throwaway song. Like, they said it was almost like the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
right.
said they called it a campfire song.
That makes sense. I just, in my mind, I thought it was like similar to More Than Words. More Than Words is like tossed in the center of that Extreme album. I thought for sure that was just set in the middle where songs go to die.
It's rare that we get to compete against each other because usually one of us is
writing the questions,
conducting it, and I'm up 3-2.
And
There's no way I'm losing to this guy.
You remember what track 1 is, right?
But you can skip that question.
Okay. Rolling Stone ranks Lean Into It as the 49th best hair metal album of all time.
Wow.
What do they rank as number 1? You get multiple choice.
Okay.
Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue, Lick It Up by Kiss, Open Up and Say Ah by Poison, or Hysteria by Def Leppard. Is it Hysteria or Hysteria?
I think it's
Hysteria.
Hysteria.
I can see a valid reason for 3 of those 4.
I think I got
I
it.
hope I wrote something other than you. All right. What did you write?
I said Hysteria.
God damn it. That's also what I wrote.
That's well, you both get a point.
I know, but I need him to get something wrong and me to get something right.
They said Look What the Cat Dragged In by Poison was 2. Wow. Slippery When Wet 3, which I don't think that's...
I was going to say, Shout the Devil would be in the top 5 or 10 just for...
Shout the Devil's 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because it's... It shouldn't be number 1. I was torn between this and Look What the Cat Dragged In, but Shout the Devil's like the one that started it all. So it always gets high ranking for legacy.
Open Up and Say I was 26. So Poison had 2.
Oh, wow. Guns N' Roses doesn't count?
I don't think Guns N' Roses counts as hair metal. I really don't.
Well, I mean, if you're counting Bon Jovi, I think you got to count Guns N' Roses.
No, I think Guns N' Roses was leaned just enough more towards heavy metal than like the glam metal. Like Axl Rose had his hair did up, but when you look at like the guys in Poison and you look at Slash, they're not doing the same, like, because so much of hair metal was also the fashion of it all. Bon Jovi dressed in a fashionable way, whereas Slash was just like, he had his fucking top hat and his cigarette and his hair. Like, he was just there to rock.
All right. I would have thought Appetite for Destruction could have been number 1, but okay. Is that it?
I got a couple more.
Okay.
One Mr. Big Band member described having 30 or 40 instances of what occurring? Half the crowd leaving after they sing To Be With You. Fans requesting them to sing more than words thinking they came to see Extreme. People writing to say the song helped them not commit suicide. Or fans sending videos of the first dance at their wedding. Dancing to Be With You.
30 or 40 of this.
What did Matt write?
What did Matt write?
Sorry, my handwriting's atrocious. I wrote fans leaving.
I wrote dancing at their wedding.
No, it's not. They didn't kill themselves.
Really?
Because they
You
heard
would
To
think
Be
it would
With
be
You.
the opposite, but
I mean, the only one I knew it wasn't was the Extreme one.
yeah.
What about this song?
They thought, man, Eric Martin wants to be with me.
Yeah,
I can't take myself out of the picture.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 30 or 40. I mean, this is what he
That's
said.
right.
He didn't like provide the actual letters.
I'm telling you that I bet, because I was thinking about the 30 or 40. I bet that the other two, the people leaving after they played To Be With You and people sending the wedding slow dances, I bet there's more than 30 or 40 of those instances.
That's probably right. I'm sure they don't play it till the end.
No, they got to end with father, brother, lover, and little boy. That's what you close the set with.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Still got the lead.
You do.
Do you want one more?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, at best I could tie it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. On what HBO series was there a character named Mr. Big?
So you won this one.
We both know it.
Yeah, it's Sex in the City.
Sex in the
Yeah.
City.
I thought you might say it was Chernobyl.
Yeah. No Mr. Big on Chernobyl.
Well, who won?
I won 5-4.
Wow, I thought Matt had this.
What were
in the
my
bag.
odds before this?
You were like plus 400.
Whoa, really? You thought I was
Yeah,
that big
because
of an underdog?
he reads a lot.
Where did
He reads a lot.
I'm trying to see. Where did you get the 1 point on me?
We both had I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah, we both had Rum Shaker.
I said track 11.
That's the track number is what
Yeah,
got it.
we both
Okay.
said Hysteria.
God damn it. Okay. You said you had more?
No, that was
That's
it.
it.
That was the end of it?
Yeah, he wish. You
Well,
wish.
no, I was going to say it's already settled. I would love to know if there was some like rejected questions.
Oh, right. No.
But I guess that means we're at the final part of the show.
Yeah, we got to decide thunder or blunder for Mr. Big. Whoo!
This is what the guy from Spin wrote.
Okay.
As far as thunder or blunder, he said, in a year sadly lacking in palpable power ballads, these third-raters rode their Trojan horse to pole position with one of the always spineless genre's most puny entries.
Wow.
To Be With You.
Wow.
Can you imagine writing a number one song and then reading that, and it would all like cancel out?
Man,
I'd be crying. I'd
that's
be like
harsh.
knees up in the shower, just sobbing heavily.
I'd be laughing all the way to the bank like Mr. Big was.
That's true.
The
Well,
number one song.
I'm going to go ahead and start this one because I have a feeling I know where you guys are leaning, and let's change it up a bit. I'm going Thunder. I like the Lean Into It album. I own it. I enjoy it. I think about this song more than I probably should. I'll just be walking around the house just like, na, na, ma, ma, na, ma. It's just in there. It's in there forever. I like how talented the musicianship is in the band. Yeah, the lyrics are dog shit. I'm not gonna beat around the bush on this one, guys. It's bad songwriting. But I enjoy it. If I'm just driving and I have music on, there's way worse songs to be listening to in my car than the Mr. Big album.
I thought we came to the conclusion that the lyrics were actually pretty good.
Well, to be with you, but maybe not the daddy, brother, lover.
I thought you meant to be with
I'm
you.
talking career, across the career board. They're not great songwriters.
Yeah. Definitely not a style I get into. Well, how you feeling about it, Mike?
I mean, I'm just shocked Matt just said he really liked the Lean Into It album. I don't think anyone's ever said they liked the entire album. No, it's Thunder. That song was great. That's might have been one of the best songs that year.
Wow.
And I
do want to repeat that Chris said that Smells Like Teen Spirit was, in fact, on the charts at the same time.
I'm not putting it as the best song of the year. I said one of them.
So 2 Thunders. I could make this I could make this certified if I get Thunder
you could
on
certify
Mr. Big.
this, and then we'd have to pay a lot of extra stamps to ship the certification to Japan,
Oh,
where I
that's
imagine
true.
they're at.
That's true. Yeah. If Billy and the boys are listening across the world right now, I would look in the mail because you're certified Thunder.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Big. Wow, certified Thunder for Mr. Big. Who'd have thought?
That clearly wipes away that Spin magazine review.
Yeah, fuck you, John Berenstein.
When it gets hard, maybe I know where you are. Even in the darkest dark, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
This has been One Hit Thunder. One Hit Thunder is hosted by Chris Fafalios of the band Punchline and produced by Matt Kelly of Geekscape.net. Underneath me, you're hearing Darkest Dark off the Punchline album Lion. Visit punchlinemusic.com for any upcoming news on the band. Our podcast is on Patreon, so find us at patreon.com/OHT podcast for early access to episodes, bonus conversations, and a chance to vote on future songs for us to cover. Make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app, and tune in next week for more One Hit Thunder.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Frates from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.
What's up, everybody? I am Finn McKenty, host of the Punk Rock NBA podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media Podcast Network. My podcast is all about doing what you love for a living, and every week I sit down and talk to people who have done exactly that. For example, musicians like Tommy from Between the Buried and Me, Matt from Periphery, Lil Lotus and Shinigami, among many others, photographers, artists, designers, YouTubers like Glenn Fricker and Sarah Dici, and I unpack exactly how they got to where they are today with the goal of helping you do the same. So if that sounds cool, you can listen and subscribe at soundtalentmedia.com, and I'll see you there.